All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is Monday night. That means it's time to play some Soulherder. Monday Night Soulherder. I'm Joe, known to some as Merfolk Joe. This evening I will be Soulherder Joe, though. So a couple things just to check in about here before we get underway. Uh, I have been bugging MTG Goldfish to rename all of the Soulherder decks on their site. Like forever, it's just been like labeled as like blue, green, white decks. Like, and it's frustrating because nobody can find it. Like what is this deck? Blue, black, right? Surely there has to be some better name than blue, black. White, green, like what is that deck? Who knows? But I bugged them, and I bugged them, and I bugged them, and now I believe Soulherder actually appears on MTG Goldfish. So if you click on Soulherder, you'll see all the results. I think they only keep track of like this week's results, like results in the last week or in the last 2 weeks, like as far as this number goes. Like 2 results in the last week or the last 2 weeks or something, and then they use the number of results to figure out the metagame percentage. You can see like Soulherder has put up like 2 results, whereas Grixis Death Shadow has put up 8 results, right? Merfolk has put up 4 results, sort of sliding a little bit. You can see another deck here is named White. Like, it's so dumb. Like, what are they doing over there? They should just sit down, go through like at least like this front page here, right? And say, okay, this is a Heliod combo deck, so just name it Heliod combo, and then people will be able to find it. So not really interested personally in Heliod combo, but I am very, very much interested in Soulherder. So I bugged them and I bugged them about my lists and about everybody else's lists. And it looks like Seth or somebody else at Goldfish sat down, searched for any deck that had Soulherder, and you can see that Villa Boy here has a result with a Soulherder deck. There's me with a Soulherder deck, Logic, me again, CFT, couple of results, and they're all named Soulherder now. So a small victory for all of us Soulherder players. Just proud to see the deck represented in the metagame, even if you have to scroll down a little bit to find it. It's just really cool seeing it here in the metagame, for me at least. I mean, maybe you guys don't care about it, but like, Jeskai Ascendancy, people know what that deck is. Soulherder, there it is. It's a deck in Modern. So there is that. I'm going to go ahead and close all of my Chrome, because I think it does make my system run a little bit slower when I'm trying to stream. So, all right, go ahead and get my Soulherder deck up here. The plan this evening is just to run a league. This is the list. Remember that one recent change was putting the main deck Knight of Autumn into the sideboard in favor of putting one of the sideboard Teferis into the main deck. Teferi just always feels great when we draw it, and so just felt like it slightly edged out the main deck Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn's still really, really good in the metagame. Just gaining life against red decks is pretty good. But then you've got just random stuff like Blood Moon, like need to blow that up. You've got Knight of Autumn. Eidolon of the Great Rebel, blow it up with Knight of Autumn. But then, of course, you've got all of the Stoneforge decks running all sorts of equipment, and Knight of Autumn is just kind of amazing against those decks. You get it down, blow up a Batter Skull, ephemerate it, blow up a sword, just tons and tons of value. So definitely justifiable in the main deck, and it was in my main deck up until very recently. So the other recent change was taking the main deck Venser out, just because it felt like it was underperforming. If the card is in there primarily to bounce lands against Tron, I mean, you need to have it in your opening hand, and you kind of need ramp for it to really work against Tron. Like just trying to cast a 4-drop when it only takes 3 lands to get online with Tron. Not necessarily always a winning strategy, though Venser is inarguably probably our best card in the matchup. But I wasn't seeing Tron like every matchup. It's much more like Prowess, Death Shadow, that kind of stuff. And Venser as a 4-drop is pretty clunky in those matchups. So I took it out and tried to run something slightly lower on the curve, like a Vendilion Click. Vendilion Click, nice as a flyer, gets to go over the top, hit some planeswalkers. But also as a 3-drop, seemed like it could be a little bit more efficient. And so here I am now with a Singleton Scavenging Ooze in the main deck. If you guys remember from the metagame that I was showing a second ago, Uro Piles is the number one deck. Obviously makes extensive use of the graveyard between Uro and Snapcaster Mage and Mystic Sanctuary and any number of other cards that just want to be played out of the graveyard. Scavenging Ooze is just a nice versatile card that can potentially grow into like a sort of a stupidly large threat. So Scavenging is very powerful, seems great against a lot of the metagame, so that is that sort of flex slot that Venser used to hold. Everything else, pretty much the same. Got the Singleton Hostage Taker, Singleton Siege Rhino. Sideboard pretty much the same. This deck, let's see, what do we got here? I'll just gotta tell this guy. You can also join me now discussing the deck on stream at the moment. And let me add this guy. All right. So, just some things I haven't mentioned in the last couple of weeks, since they've been pretty standard theory behind my particular build, is I'm running 60 cards rather than 80 cards with Orion in the sideboard. Primarily, fundamentally, because I really want to maximize my chances of drawing Path to Exile and Force of Negation. Our deck has a plan, but it's a slow plan, and it's a grindy plan. And these are the two cards that, more than anything else, really help us enact that plan. Like if we're playing against creatures, cast a Path to Exile on a Death Shadow. Eternal Witness is now amazing because she can get back Path to Exile, which will just continually remove creatures. If you're playing against a combo deck, Storm, Ad Nauseam, etc., you really want to draw your first Force, and then again, you can at that point you can start recycling it. Eternal Witness to rebuy, any of our creatures is fine. Rebuying a land is fine, but these are really the two things that we want that first copy of. And when you're running 80 cards, it just dilutes the deck by a third, which is going to significantly reduce the odds of getting these cards early in the game. So that's one of the sort of underpinning elements of this particular build that I've been working with, and I should say having more success with than any other build. So, oh man, welcome to the stream, man. What is this? Das Maxine. I'll just call you Das for now. So I'm happy that you're happy to be here. I'm really sorry to hear about your relationship. I've gone through my fair share of rough breakups. I can tell you things do get better. I met my wife. We've been together now for 5 years, and I couldn't be happier where I am in life. So you got to take the bad times with the good every now and then. Something's gonna hit you in the gut. You just got to be able to sort of soldier through it. And I'm happy to be here for you, playing some Soulherder. So I was just explaining the deck a little bit. You really want to draw those paths. You really want to draw those forces. So I like 60 cards rather than 80 cards with Urian, even though Urian is a really sweet card, and I've played it and loved it in the past. I've been having more success with this build than with any other. I've definitely played like at least 10 leagues with this build at this point, and I think it literally only once did I finish below 3-2, and at that point I think it was just a 2-3. I've had 2 5-0s with this build. I've had 2 4-1s, and I guess that means like 5 or 6 3-2s. So definitely very positive with the build. So you got some really nice cards in the sideboard that you can use Court of Calling to grab. Really just Spore Frog and Burrington Forge Tender as 1-drops. Extremely powerful against some of the big decks in the metagame right now. In particular, the Prowess decks. If you can play your first couple land drops, get down a creature or two, all of a sudden you know, you can set up blocks, and then before damage you can cord for like Burrington, and now you should be set. Well, you should be significantly better off against prowess decks with Burrington on the board. Usually it gains you significant chunks of time that you can use to sort of establish a board and draw into some Path to Exiles, etc. Another excellent plan against prowess is to just get down a couple creatures and then resolve a worship. Obviously, Purge going to be really, really good against those red creatures. Also excellent against Shadow, which I've been seeing once or twice every single league. I still do have a couple Disdainful Strokes and a Ceremonious Rejection just to help against Tron a little bit. Also, the Pithing Needle and the Knight of Autumn would come in against Tron as well. Everything in the sideboard has been doing work. Spore Frog also very good against the prowess decks. You know, if you can cord for Spore Frog, if they've like what do I want to say, pumped up all their creatures and they're like, you know, 5 power creatures coming in for a big attack, just cord for Spore Frog and just blank their entire attack. It can be a pretty big blowout. Spore Frog, pretty cool because, you know, we do have Graveyard Recursion, so you can very efficiently, mono-wise, blank multiple attack steps from your opponents. If you just sacrifice Spore Frog, ephemerate Eternal Witness, get back Spore Frog, and just like rinse and repeat, basically. Das just very, very happy to try to I don't know, give you some positive advice in these situations. I have gone through a lot of tough breakups, and it really hurts when you're in the moment. But you gotta try to look beyond and just, you know, you have value as a person. You know, you can't really let other things in the world define, you know, your value. So it feels bad when you go through a breakup, but you know, you're still a great person, and there's lots of other people out there in the world. So this is the deck, and I'm going to jump into a league at this point. Excuse me, I can see that M. Hayashi has reached that 30th trophy. That's pretty amazing. Congratulations to him for that. For those of you who don't know, M. Hayashi is a legendary Merfolk player. Obviously, I play Merfolk myself, even though tonight is Soulherder. My name in the Magic world is Merfolk Joe. M. Hayashi has always come up with extremely unique approaches with the deck, with Merfolk. And I think most of the time these days he's playing his own prowess deck, and most of the trophies are with his prowess build, but he does still get multiple 5-0s with Merfolk pretty much every week. But I think it is in the minority for him. But I think it just speaks volumes that the person who's just kind of crushing the modern table, you know, their main deck for a long time was Merfolk. I know a lot of people have kind of a weird understanding, biased understanding of how Merfolk sort of fits into the metagame and how good it is or how bad it is. I think it gets a bad rap as a kind of a deck for noobs, which is fine. It's a semi-budget deck. It's a little more expensive because it has Force of Negation these days. Cavern of Souls, Aether Vial, those cards are a little bit pricey. But it can definitely compete. 2 of my 4 trophies recently are on Merfolk, so it looks like we found our first opponent. And looks like they won the die roll. Frank Bonaparte. I recognize the last name from the history books, but I do not recognize this player. This is quite a nice opening hand. Actually, sort of picture perfect. The only thing that could be better would be if our opponent mulliganed, but they did not. And maybe this basic plains could be something else. But we've got our colors sorted. And yeah, really, I can't complain at all. So we're going to go ahead and keep and hope for a good matchup. Hey, DV, I am definitely early. This looks, well, we'll see what this is. It could be some kind of weird Eldrazi deck. Could also just be some kind of taxes, like red-white taxes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this Canopy Vista onto the battlefield. Next turn, I'll go and get a basic island, I guess. It could also totally be like Hammer Time or something like that. I am definitely starting early this evening, but you know, I figure you start early, you end early. Maybe I can play in like one more match or something. Well, Ephemerate is an excellent draw. Since I'm on the play here, I'd like to sort of stay as much on the front foot as possible, which usually means going for your Oracle, doing your best to try to ramp. That's a very good call. I could potentially do that. Oh no, this is Land Destruction Mana Tithe. Okay. So I can't remember. I assume this deck could play Blood Moon. Molten Rain. Yeah. So this is Land Destruction with Mana Tithe. It's a pretty nasty deck. But we've got a lot of value. We've got this Eternal Witness if I can draw another land. I think rather than let myself get monetized again, I should probably just main phase this this Coatl. So starting off the league with a very weird matchup. This can be really swingy depending on the kind of hands that they draw. Like it can be very favorable or very unfavorable. All right, so they're just going hard after the green mana, which for the time being should be sort of okay. We've got this Ephemerate, and we can definitely try to protect our Coatl. I could also just main phase, try to Ephemerate it, just to do our best to. Well, I don't think I should Ephemerate now. I think I kind of want to try to protect the Coatl to the extent possible. Suppression field costs 2 more to activate, so we could pay to activate fetches. Scavenging Ooze, not really online, but I didn't have any green mana anyway. This is a mana ability, so it doesn't really matter. We do have our colored requirement for Soulherder, which is kind of nice. Yeah, that's a good call. I might actually want to do that now-ish, so that I can get a Birds of Paradise online. Interesting. Opponent thinking if they wanted to play a spell there. So they're down to 2 cards. The only thing that really gets us here is if we just blank and blank and blank on draws for a little while. If I go get green now, it means that I can, like, I guess, play the birds and then potentially protect it. Opponent could respond to this path by killing this thing, which is sort of fine. I think it's okay. I think it's better here to use Path to Exile as like a ramp spell. Okay, another Coatl is interesting. We can't... I don't think we can cast that just yet, although we could go like Coatl into Soulherder, and that would be pretty awesome. I think that might actually be the play here. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn, I think. So welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks, very much for tuning in. Opponent gets to go get a Plains out of their deck, I guess, because of this Flagstones. It looks like they're sort of drawing flat a little bit here. I am going to chill on the Ephemerate, I think. I'd love to draw another land at some point. Although, you know what? If they have removal, go ahead and use it, basically, right? And that's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. All right, so we have this. I think what I'm going to do is play the birds and then leave up 2 mana to crack this Vista, and we'll just sort of slowly get online. All right, opponent's going to continue thinning their deck. I mean, they're giving us some time to develop here. Something like an Uro would help us sort of climb back into this game. Or I should say climb into it. I don't know that I've ever really been in it, just kind of treading water. So if I crack this, it's going to ask me to pay 2, right? Doesn't say like counter it or something, right? So okay, all right. So now we can go get. I think my lands are actually pretty good here now. They're just top decking, so I think I'm better off just getting back like an Ice Fang Coatl and just getting in the in the money here. I could also just go like Eternal Witness Soulherder right now, but I can't because I can't crack this just yet. So I do want to crack my land. I think I'll just go like Witness, get back a Coatl. Next turn, I can play Soulherder and Coatl or something like that. Typically, Ephemerate is the pick, and it might actually be correct. I think I'll get back Ephemerate, actually. It's just an engine card, so definitely want to have one of those in hand. And I can just pass the turn here, I think. Pay to crack this land. I'll go get... I can't get Canopy Vista. I could get Hallowed Fountain. Would be a good one. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second, please. Hey guys, so looks like the opponent just pulled that right off the top, so not a big deal. We do have like Deputy in the deck that can deal with that when the time comes. But now we can pay. We'll go get our land, and I think I'll just actually Ephemerate. Opponent is very obviously F6'd here. And since I'm not attacking anyway, catching the rebound is going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, it's true. Like, the Ghostly Prison is not really, like, that troubling. Opponent is currently 3 minutes ahead of me on the clock, but that's not really a big deal. So again, I see there's a few of you guys sort of trickling in here and there, so welcome to everybody. It's Monday Night Soulherder. This is round 1 of a league. I'm paired against red-white, sort of Monotype land destruction. I'm not exactly sure what the official name is for this, but the opponent seems to be checking the encyclopedia on Ephemerate here. Checking the good old Encyclopedia Britannica. How big can I make this, do you think? Not that big, unfortunately. So opponent tried to keep us off our lands, and it failed. We had Bison with the awesome Path to Exile ramp tech. I guess red-white prison, but it's not like a normal prison fort deck. Sorry, pillow fort deck. It's so like a Force of Negation would also be awesome at some point, just so I can start countering their bigger, more worrisome spells. Like I think they run Chandras and things like that. So, speak of the devil, that's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the Soulherder because that's what we do. We play Soulherders. And I guess I might as well get out. Well, you know, I'll hold up the Ice Fang Coatl. I could also just Ephemerate now to hit my land drop. Seems like it could be pretty okay. I mean, well, whatever. Maybe I'll just get back like Canopy Vista with this. Seems a little silly, but whatever. We're just kind of moving in the right direction here. I mean, we currently have up Hardcast Force, so we'll see what the opponent is working with. Okay, looks like they drew a land, which means I can get down this Ice Fang Coatl, start generating a little bit more value. I think just going for, going for another random card could be fine. Actually, just like a Coiling Oracle is probably better. So I'm playing as if the opponent, has nothing because they're representing that they pretty much have nothing. Very much F6'd. What do they have in their graveyard? Nothing very important, I don't think. At a certain point, we can start to attack. We only have to pay, two for each creature, and we're going to have plenty of lands. Opponent, once again, in the tank in response to this Ephemerate. All right, so Chord, we can just go get Siege Rhino and then start Ephemerating, and that would end it really fast. We still have up Force for their turn. I think I can play this Oracle. If I attack for 4, I can pay 2, and then I still have 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Attack 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but I can't hold up Ephemerate then, and I kind of want to. So I don't really need to attack here. Could probably play a Coiling Oracle, though. Okay, hit another land, and I think we're good for the time being. We'll just blink the Coiling Oracle. Another Coiling Oracle. I like it when that happens because opponent might not realize what's happening. Like Coiling Oracle enters a revealed zone. Maybe it was just like the triggered ability. This looks like something I might want to... Oh, all creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice this unless you pay 1. So that's very easy to deal with in a number of ways. The easiest of which is just Ephemerating right now. I will go to the end step, though, I think. Opponent kind of obviously just treading water at this point, seeing how long it's going to take me to win. Yeah, but I've got like infinite mana, so if we're looking out for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They could potentially tithe. So I'll just use this opportunity to crack this right now. And I'll get my Overgrown Tomb, I guess. Doesn't matter really. And I think I'll just main phase. It doesn't really matter when I get the. I think I will main phase the Chord now, so that I can start blinking it with Soulherder. All right, so, I mean, too much value here. 1, 2, 3. I'm not attacking yet, so whatever. All right, I'll play a land. I'm going to go to attacks. Going to pay 2. Gonna blink this thing, and we've got Ephemerate up, so it's like 1 point away from lethal. We do have Force still, and opponent looks like they ripped a land. Just go straight to attacks. Just in case they have. Some piece, like a path or something for either of these guys. I could have just forced it anyway, but... All right, so that seems like it seemed like it went fine there. I think the opponent just started flooding. Obviously, they drew 2 of their enchantments. Early land destruction is typically pretty powerful in combination with Mana Tithe, but they didn't draw any of their like payoffs. So that first game took way longer than it should have. I am going to bring in Pithing Needles because I know that they have Planeswalkers. So we're not going to be able to really proactively play this. I know they play, like, last time I played against them, they had, like, multiple Chandras. I don't think they're trying to win through combat, so Worship... I mean, they might try to win through damage, in which case Worship could be awesome. Teferi bounces enchantments, so Teferi could be good. Actually, the Purges are probably the best here. Aether Gust seems okay. Burrenton... maybe? They were at 4 when I passed the turn, so I could have ephemerated and then caught the rebound, but I had my attacks anyway, so it was like a 2-second difference, I guess. All right, let me think about what I want to sideboard out or even in here. I guess Knight is really good here, right? Knight just blows stuff up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Maybe 2 Teferis is okay. Uro seems great. The birds seem fine. Maybe I could trim, like, I don't know, 1 bird. Actually, the Path to Exiles, I'm going to take all the Path to Exiles out. And we'll see if we get punished, but we have 2 Purges, so... I can take out one of the black spells because they don't have a lot I can grab with this, and if they blow up like my black mana, it could be pretty difficult to cast, but I do want to leave Siege Rhino in. I guess Stonehorn is unnecessary since obviously they're not really trying to win with combat. I like the counter spells. Maybe Scavenging Ooze is unnecessary, in which case I can bring in the extra Teferi just because it's a really good card. Makes the opponent, their Mana Tithe's not very good. And, you know, we'll see what they're working with because we didn't really see a lot. They could have stuff like Goblin Rabblemaster or whatever, in which case Path to Exiles become a lot more relevant. So now that I have a few of you guys here with me, I could point out over on the side of the screen, you might notice something new over there. After the last stream, I was able to hit my my 200th follower, which allowed me to get a sponsorship by Card Hoarder. So it's kind of a nice situation. They have a really cool network of streamers. It's got some amazing players on their network. It's got Yama Killer, who I think he's also live right now. It's got Julian, who plays Legacy Elves like better than anybody else. Squaw Chief, Jim Davis, Caleb Shearer, Ivaros, Dito Guidotti is like one of the masters of Death Shadow. So kind of an honor to be on the same team as some of those guys. So hopefully the channel will just keep growing. But this looks like a good opening hand. I'm going to keep this. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the congratulations. Now, this hand looks quite good here. They could open with some land destruction, but I've got the counter spell for that. The Cord is a little bit slow. That's probably the worst card in the hand, but it can become quite excellent as we go along. Blood Moon could be a thing. What do you guys think about Blood Moon in this matchup? I guess I might as well just go get green now because it doesn't really hurt me, and I'll just play off of the. Off of that, I'll just play the Birds of Paradise and then try to protect it on my turn or on their turn. Yeah, true. Blood Moon might be too hard for them, I think. But getting a basic forest is sort of fine for the time being. I really like to. I would love it if they just tapped out to play some stupid like Suppression Field or something. We've got lands, and we don't know if they have another bolt. I'd rather protect my lands, I think. And if they have another bolt and I just spend both of these right now, it's pretty rough. I think I can let this go. And I really want to draw a blue card though, so that I can cast the Ice Fang and then resolve this. But in any case, I should be able to get to my third land and cast Night of Autumn. So opponent can have that. All right, so I'm gonna go get a basic island here, and then this can go get Canopy Vista. But I'm not going to. We'll have to see if I have to pitch the Ice Fang, but it's sort of fine. I do need to play a little bit faster than I did last time. Yeah, so that's what I was waiting for. I do have lands in hand, right? So I could crack this, play the Ice Fang, see if I draw a blue card, and then I have something on board. But just countering this lets me get the Night of Autumn on the table, but it seems kind of unnecessary right now. So I kind of like just going for Ice Fang here. Okay, that one just that went totally fine, I think. So now we have a choice. We can let that go and just run back another Ice Fang next turn. It seems like a fine option. Continue to sort of expand the board and hold up. But we're trying to build towards Court of Calling, I think. So maybe I just counter this. Save. I don't know. If I counter it, we play a land. I've got Chord for 1. I can go get birds and then really start to pull ahead on mana. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to let it go. We'll see how it goes. Interesting. Okay. Opponent definitely knows that I have a counterspell in hand. We have 2 more basic forests in the deck, and obviously 3 Eternal Witnesses to start getting back the ones in the graveyard. But we do need to get double green online before we can start getting value out of like Eternal Witnesses. Ghostly Prison, totally fine. Totally fine. Opponent, but I do have to play faster. But I can just blow that up next turn with Night of Autumn. Teferi is actually pretty good. I'm going to play Teferi and bounce the Ghostly Prison. Decent. And Chord is now getting pretty close. Feels like the opponent might be scooping here, like my MTGO is sort of locked up. That happens sometimes when the opponent scoops. Huh, weird. What's going on? Is Magic Online just freezing here? Ugh. Do I really have to close this and opening it up again? Is that what's happening? I think that's the first time that's ever happened on stream. It doesn't happen often. I have a pretty solid system. Yeah, the game's, you know, it's a relatively new program. I think it came out like in like 1985 or something. All right, well, it has to rebuild everything that's happened so far in the game. Let's go, Magic. Oh, no, 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 no. It's just loading. It's just loading. It's just calm down, calm down. All right. See, I know what's going on. It's just taking its its time. It's like ah. All right. That's all right. There we go. So I think the opponent has just played out. All right, Ghost. Go. This is again going to resolve. Totally fine. Arena has to be totally different. Totally. Oh, are we freezing again? All right, cool. So Ghostly Prison again. So we can just blow it up with Night of Autumn. I think that's probably the best play. Keep going. Keep getting aggro with these little snaky boys. The application seems kind of like it feels a little weird this evening. Opponent just passing the turn, maybe not meaning to pass the turn, catching it on their second main phase. Lightning Helix onto Fairy, not really feeling that. Not really feeling that. So I think I just leave up Hardcast Force now, as sort of seemingly slow, clunky as that is. Could also, I think I might just not attack and leave up Chord of Calling. Because getting like a Soulherder in this spot is pretty bonkers. You know what? I might just get a Soulherder right now. Alternatively, I could get an Eternal Witness and get back Force, which also seems quite good. Actually, Eternal Witness, get back Chord seems really good as well. I would love to be able to hold up Force one way or another, so I think I just pass the turn at this point, and then I'll get Eternal Witness, get back Chord if they don't do anything. Well, yeah, I mean, I think they're a little bit backed up on mana here. Maybe they just have like 4 mana tithes, and they didn't think that Teferi was going to happen. Stone Rain. Do I care about that? I'm not sure that I do, because, well, maybe I do. I think I care about it. I could just go get Eternal Witness, get back Force, and then counter it. Maybe that's the best way to go. And then I have Ephemerate up for Eternal Witness. Opponent's like, but I want to counter that. I don't know. What are they thinking about? They have 10 more minutes than I do. I have been playing slowly in this match. I guess I haven't felt super pressured to go very fast. All right, so Eternal Witness gets back Force. Say okay. And then I think I'm just going to cast Force. All right, so we are attacking for 6. Land is nice. Land is very nice. I could just cast Siege Rhino here, put them in kind of a tough spot. I think that's probably the way to go. I could also just hold up. You know what? I'm going to hold up Ephemerate, get back Force, Hardcast Force. I think we're just fine. They have to have something to spend 4 mana on here. So we just go get a fetch now and just get pretty close to winning, I guess. We can also just counter everything they play. I do have a blue spell that I can pitch now, so I think I'll play the birds and we'll just pass the turn. I love this deck so much. This is so ridiculous. Teferi is so good. All right, opponent scooped it up. Very nice. Solid first match. Opponent not on the board yet. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Bison, I agree. Like that art on Eternal Witness, at first, I was a little bit unsure about like the redness of the art. It didn't really seem like it fit the card. And I don't know, it's just a picture of a woman with like a flower, and it's not like super Eternal Witnessy, but it's really, really grown on me. Like having that like bright red art is, and it's just it's very distinctive, even if the fine lines at a distance don't really jump out at you, but it's always nice having distinctive cards, I think. And I've never really liked foils. I think they just look silly. It's updating all my peoples. All right, so we found another opponent. Yeah, to me, foils always just kind of felt like 10-year-old boys, you know, like, I got a super special foil Charizard, and it's just, I don't know, like, it has nothing to do with the game, it's just shiny stuff. Like, okay, I guess like a crow might like it. Crows like shiny things. Crows are very smart, but they also like shiny things. Yeah, exactly. Caw. Cawblade. You need to get the crows some opponents mulliganing, saying we need to get the crows some foil like swords so that they can play Cawblade. So this is Obosh, which means they're just gonna be jamming like 1-drop and 3-drop creatures all day. So I kind of want to mulligan to like Path to Exile. Life gain is very nice, but it's slow. We're on the draw. Force doesn't really do very much, I don't think. They can play Stomp, in which they definitely play Stomp, in which case Force of Negation is pretty good. But this hand doesn't quite get there. The Ephemerate doesn't do anything. The Chord is too clunky in the opener, so I'm gonna take a mull here, even though it kind of looks like a keep, right? This is significantly better. Significantly better. We can try to protect the Ice Fang with Ephemerate. Opponent's mulliganing to 5. We are going to keep here. And I think we've already got the Temple Garden, which we would probably just... on turn 1, we can fetch... Well, we do want to be able to path whatever they play, I think. So turn 1, like... Well, they only play, like, the Arbor Elf, I think, at the 1-drop spot. So the path isn't great there. So we probably want to fetch, like, a Canopy Vista on turn 1. And then get Hallowed Fountain. So I think the Temple Guardian can probably go to the bottom. We do want to protect our life total. Oh, since the opponent's mulliganing to 5, the odds of them having the nuts of, like... Turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Utopia Sprawl are lower than they might be if they kept 7, obviously. Soulherder, really nice. So we are hoping to draw a 3rd land at some point, obviously. We're going to have Icefang Coatl to help us with that. And a 3rd land is going to turn on like Eternal Witnesses, which will then just let us loop Path to Exiles. This deck almost certainly plays Klothys, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I've seen green-red like Obosh aggro, but they've got a pretty slow start here, which is excellent for us, really excellent. So we're going to go, as I said, and get the Canopy Vista. Doesn't really matter in this situation, I think. We just don't really want to draw the Canopy Vista. Yeah, we know they don't have a 2-drop, I guess, right? They could have Stomp. That's a solid draw there. But we do need to hit something off. Well, not something. We need to hit land off of Icefang Coatl. Okay, what do we got? Some kind of 3-drop. Hopefully not Blood Moon, I guess. Or Magus. If you got Magus, that's sort of fine. Oh, they're just playing this idiot. That's fine. Now, they do play Blood Moon, but we do... I mean, they do play... I think they used to play Magus, but we've got Path, so that's good. We just need to be careful, like, overextending on mana or tapping out, you know? This guy does ping us when we kill him. Oh, come on, deck. Well, speaking of tapping out, doesn't look like a good spot here, but I can try to go for the like Ephemerate block here, and we're just going to just play a little bit slowly here. We're falling a little bit behind, but the hand is gas if we can just sort of get out of this situation here. Nah, Ephemerate's like the best card in the deck, so we'll start off with this Ephemerate. Opponent, maybe they have a second Bolt or something, in which case the second Ephemerate is quite good. Okay, land is right there, beautiful. And now, since I didn't have the removal, we can very comfortably just block and Ephemerate again. So much card draw. What do you got, opponent? Blood Moon would be such a blowout. Don't play Blood Moon, please. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it to me. Okay, Klothys is fine. You got it. I hate Blood Moon so much. It always just wrecks my day. All right, so now we can go get some basics, I think. 8 billion cards in hand, and there's that Eternal Witness to start looping the path eventually. So we're going to get a basic full rest here. Titan is quite, Uro is quite sensational here. We could cast the Uro, play another land. Yeah, it's definitely solid. So we get blue, and then, well, I guess we can leave the second fetch, uncracked, I guess. Yeah. The Klothys is on board. We don't really have an immediate answer to that, but I do think that going for, I mean, you know, We've got another Uro in the deck. I could also just play Soulherder, but then I can't protect it. So I think Uro is sort of fine here. It's just sort of crazy value. And it does get us ahead on our basics. Basic planes, sort of okay, but we'll keep it in hand. We'll go get basic. Well, basic planes actually is nice because it will let us path. And then we hope, we can... All right, so I'm going to have to put something on the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, in the graveyard. I think just lands for now is fine. Opponent on 2 cards. We do have double path here. I think just pathing is just fine. If they follow up with the Magus, we've got basic planes already that we can just path it. So Klothys is annoying, but we'll see what the opponent's working with here. Finks is kind of stupid, but path is a nice answer to it. So drawing basics is quite nice. I like it. I like it very much. So let's go ahead and get our basic island. And then let's see. Not really worried about our life total at this point. Can just go... I think I'd play like Eternal Witness, get back Ephemerate. Hold up the path in our hand, hold up Ephemerate, and just kind of... Well, whatever. I think attacking is fine here. Klothys is such an annoying card. They can cast Obosh here, which is kind of nasty, but I'll just path the Obosh. So opponent seems like they would be priced into just casting Obosh. If they do, I think this thing wakes up. Actually, no, it's 1 short, right? They need 7. I'm going to path this thing too, just cuz. What do you got? Elder Gargaroth, okay. That's fine. It's funny that our deck just doesn't care about that stuff. Only thing I care about here is Klothys. So let's get our value going. Not going to let the opponent eat any of my cards anymore. Then I think that playing Soulherder seems appropriate. It only leaves me with 1 white mana, but it should be okay in this situation. Okay, so now we're holding up Snake and the white spells, but we're just gonna path anyway. It doesn't really matter. So attack. And we'll just blink our Snake. Another Ephemerate. Things getting a little bit weird, but whatever. Play the Obosh. What else are you going to do? Pillage destroying that. Okay. That works. I can go get Scavenging Ooze to get ahead of this Klothys and start eating everything out of the graveyard. Alright. Not really playing around with this Gargaroth here. I get to play my second Soulherder and just start growing them. Opponent put Obosh into hand. I don't know if there was an argument for that. It would actually be obviously better just to do it in response to the Klothys trigger, right? I haven't had 2 Soulherders out in a little while. Oh well, I'm getting my trigger now, so no tricks. I guess yeah, this is fine. Two-turn clock as things stand. Can flash in an Ice Fang Coatl. We're catching 2 rebounds. It's going to buff both of the Soulherders. That's 4 more power. Probably can't get lethal next turn. The opponent's going to be at 22. They're thinking about what to do here, I guess. We do get to bring in things like Spore Frog. Celestial Purge is like the best answer to Klothys in the universe. We can go get Temple Garden here if we feel like it. Opponent playing spells that probably don't matter. That's kind of, I guess, whatever. Short. Okay, Sprawl, and we know they have Obosh in hand. So I will get another basic here. I do have to be a little bit careful, because my life total is getting a little bit low. Scavenging Ooze is nice, actually quite nice. I got 3 Ephemerates in hand. So I could probably just get lethal here. Like if I exile this, it's not a creature, so it wouldn't buff this. 13, 14, 15. I need 7 more. So if I ephemerate, that adds 2 and 2, so it's 4. So I've got 13 plus 4, 17 plus 2 is 19. Not quite there, but we're pretty comfortable. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to eat the Klothys. Awesome. Love it. And then, you know what? I'm just gonna like exile the Klothys, because Klothys is a jerk. And what? I'm just gonna decline here. It's just a waste of time now. And we're already behind on time. Literally nothing the opponent can draw here. All right, so they conceded. Reasonable thing to do when there's nothing that you can draw to help. All right. So let's try to play a little bit faster. Oh man, this is sometimes. Okay, let's see. We do want Spore Frog. I don't think they actually play Blood Moon. I think Teferi is quite nice. Aether Gust is good. Worship is amazing. Particularly in game 2 before they get to see it and they don't bring in anything that can blow up enchantments. Knight of Autumn just gains life. I mean, I take out all the forces. They seem kind of terrible. Birds seem fine in the matchup, I think. I might sideboard out some of the black, since it is like a deck that wants to hit our mana. Maybe I'll just take out both of them, and since I'm on the draw, I can take out the Overgrown Tomb. And that gets me pretty close to 60 already. And then I could see trimming like one bird because they have so much removal, and if we're leaning really... Oh, but birds actually fix our mana through Magus, so I don't want to trim any birds. Scavenging Ooze helps us fight against Klothys in kind of a weird way. Uro seems good, but maybe I'll trim one Uro since they do have Klothys. Although Uro is awesome, maybe I'll just trim one Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness is better because it plays better around. I'll just trim one Uro, but I like the life gain actually. Maybe I'll trim Scavenging Ooze. They don't use their graveyard, and we'll see how it goes. So the plan is basically like get Stonehorn, get Burrenton, get Worship down, establish some kind of lock. Really, if you guys don't know, the Burrenton, if you get Burrenton on the battlefield and then Worship, these red decks pretty much literally can't beat it. Pretty much can't beat it. So opponent going down to the wire here on sideboarding. We are significantly behind on time, but they did mulligan in that first game. This is a really nice opening hand. So we'll go get a basic island. Opponent's mulliganing again. All right, guys. I think we could be good here. Opponent's mulliganing to 5 for the second time, which probably good for us. No 1-drop. Soulherder is a good draw. We will want... Okay, so the sequencing is fine. We go blue, green, and then get a Canopy Vista, something like that. I'd like to thin the deck a little bit. I'd like to fill up the graveyard for Uro. So we'll fetch now. We'll get that basic island. If the opponent has something like Pillage, that's kind of nasty. But like a force off the... Oh, we sideboarded out all of our forces, so... Purge is excellent. And we'll just pass with our snakes up. So, I mean, it would be excellent to dodge land destruction, like, right now, exactly. And it looks like we've done that. So, we should be set now. Should be set. Opponent's just going to help us fill up the yard so that we can cast Uro faster. It's nice of them. Thank you, opponent. Hooking it up. All right. Oh, Teferi so good. But I mean, land destruction still sort of gets us. But if I go get Canopy Vista now and just cast like Uro, I like the value quite a lot. Potentially hits me another land. I could also just like play the Coatl and hold up path if they try to play a creature. But I think I like playing Uro here. Land? No land, but a very, very good card off the top of the deck that can get me a land. All right, so let's again try to dodge land destruction for a moment, and try to unload some of this excellence that we have chilling in our hand right now. I think the opponent might be conceding here. Again, MTGO. I'm not going to click anything. All right. So the first 2 rounds definitely going our way here. Solid matchups, I'd say. For any of you guys just joining me, welcome to the stream. I'm Joe. If this is your first time here, I play Soulherder on Monday nights. That's tonight. Usually I start around 8 o'clock Eastern time. This evening I started closer to like 6:30, maybe 6:45. I do like to start earlier sometimes, just so I can finish a little bit earlier, try to have dinner before like midnight. I'm here for the 5:02. We'll see if we get there. Very recently, as in just today, if you look over on the sidebar here, I did get a little sponsorship from Card Hoarder, so very excited about that. Mainly I'm excited to kind of be part of something that all of these other amazing Magic players are part of. Like, I love watching Ivaros stream. I've watched Dito Guidotti a bunch of times. I watch Julian pretty often, and it's just a kind of a cool step in the right direction. So we won a die roll. That's awesome. And this is a really, really beautiful opening hand. Just excellent. So we'll go ahead and keep. And we'll open with Forest and... okay, you ready, Magic? Let's do it. There we go. Turn 2 Uro would be really beautiful if we could pull it off. Alternatively, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Well, Valakut is pretty dirty. I do not like playing against Valakut. Force is just an excellent draw there. Got this little bug flying around my face. So I guess this we probably just want to, as usual, go and get like a Hallowed Fountain here. Regain the life that we lose from the fetch. Hopefully draw another land. No other land, but of course it's drawing us through the deck a little bit. We now have multiple nice plays for the next turn. Opponent, if they bolt the birds... Oh, it's Amulet. I'm just going to counter that. Nice. All right, so 1 Amulet down. Opponent with the untapped Breeding Pool. And they have another Amulet. So obviously top decking Knight would be amazing, but Knight's not in the main deck right now. So I can play... I'll play with this in the main phase here. So 2 paths. I mean, it's all pretty slow. We'll see what the opponent's working with. I could, you know what? I might just main phase this Ephemerate right now. I'd really like to draw a land. Another Uro. All right, well, we're getting, in theory, we're getting closer to the lands. What do you got? Explore. Pretty nasty. Okay, all right. Well, Another Explorer. Okay. Love to get that Force back in hand. The paths are okay. It does deal with Titans and Dryads. That's probably... It's not a big deal. I think they have another land drop after that they might have forgotten about. Because they had 2 land drops from the Explorer plus their land drop for the turn. Jesus, how do I not have a land at this point? So they're pushing pretty hard towards the Titan. I mean, Uro try to draw a land right away, gain some life. I mean, I kind of like just leaving up path in case they do get a Titan down. Just get rid of it right away. I mean, Titan's going to go get like Field of the Dead. So just play Skoos here. Although if they get Field, then they're not going to be attacking with haste, so I don't really need to leave the... I think I just play the Uro again. Just keep drawing cards. Jeez. I love how, like, this deck is so just, like, whatever. Like, they're totally F6. They don't care at all what I'm doing. Alright, so I think this means we're going to see a Titan this turn. I've just gotten totally screwed on my lands here this game. Like, I had so much card draw. Really nice opening turns. This is quite unfortunate. They had a second amulet after I forced the first one. I mean, what did they want here? I guess they go Hasty Titan, right? That's a line. But I think they need a nut. Yeah, I think they could go Hasty Titan here, which is pretty rough for us. They do have to pay for their pact next turn, and they need like double green for that, so we don't have Venser. We can't bounce their lands, unfortunately. We also don't have 4 mana to be able to cast Venser right now. I do have plenty of paths. Oh, what does this thing do? They gain haste. Oh, so they do get to give it haste. I think we might just be dead. As I said at the beginning of this match, I hate these decks. The fact that they had a second amulet was pretty obnoxious. Bojukabog, why not? Seems good. Hey, look at that. We do have lands in our deck. So they're gonna start making zombies. So I think I'm just going to wait. I have to play something this turn, so I think I'm just going to attack, and then I'm going to play Soulherder, hold up Path for the Primeval Titan at the beginning of combat. Remember, they do have to pay for the Pact, so that's something at least. I don't want to bounce the Primeval Titan because then they get to replay it because they get so many land drops from Azusa, and then replaying it just gets a billion lands, a billion zombies. No need to be greedy here. Let's see. I hate that they can play a Dryad and start bolting my stuff next turn. Like, I can't leave up double path here. I can, but it's just I'm going to fall too far behind if I do that. So speaking of greedy here, I think I'm just going to go like this. Just so, I don't know, the opponent can't do any, like, bolt my bird so I don't have path on their turn. I mean, push my bird. Ephemerate's kind of cool, but it's not really cool for this turn. Alright, so currently no green mana. Let's see what the opponent's got in hand. Because they can play 3 lands. There's green mana. Seems good. Oh, they played it tapped. And it doesn't make any zombies. Well, it comes in untapped, so whatever. I guess that's nice. This is good. This is going to start making zombies. Alright, 3 cards in the opponent's hand. What else do they have? Maybe a Dryad, because why would they not have the Dryad? Although if they had the Dryad, they have another Titan. That seems okay. All right. You can have a Titan. So we pretty much just want to naturally draw a Deputy off the top. Vesuva. Getting Rule Turf. Oh no, they copied Henweir Garrison, so they're going to give this Titan haste as well. Jesus, this deck is so nasty. another Vesuva. Copying Valakut, because, you know, seems pretty good. Give them more zombies. But it's fewer zombies than if it attacked. And if I draw Deputy, we're going to have like a 10-10 Soulherder. Field of the Dead, going to make like a billion more zombies. Because they usually run 2 fields, I think. Obviously not blocking in this spot. Oh, they didn't get another field. But they do have a fetch. We're not technically dead to their board. Oh, is this going to go get a Dryad right now? Oh my god, guys. This deck is just going off. Wait, they played another land from hand? Sometimes they just have it. I mean, like, look, we would have crushed this game if we didn't whiff on lands for like 3 turns. 3 Valakut triggers. Sweet Jesus. All right. Yeah, they're just going face. It's interesting. I mean, it's fine because then they can just crack Verdant Catacombs and go face again. Pretty sure I hit F6 a few times at this point. Just like kind of making the opponent use a little bit of more clock here. They've got a ton of triggers. Yeah, the deck was exactly. It was already good enough. Now it's just kind of stupid. So, all right, I'm going to try to sideboard quickly here. I'd like to... So Worship is excellent. Spore Frog, pretty good. Winds of Abandon is excellent. Ether Gust is really good. I'm going to even bring in the Disdainful Strokes in case they don't get Cavern. It's very helpful. I don't think Teferi is good in the matchup. Knight could be good if I get out ahead with a Birds and kill like an Amulet or something. What am I taking out? I think the forces are sort of necessary to counter Summoner's Packs and also Amulets, so I'll probably leave those in. It's a very fast matchup, so I think that Uro's not very good. Hostage Taker is poor in the matchup. I'm not even sure that Siege Rhino is that good. Scavenging Ooze, not very good. All right, maybe I trim like one force. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, be right back. Hey McDurp, welcome to the stream. I'm currently 2-0. I beat Red White, Monotithe, Land Destruction, Prison, I guess, and then I beat Obosh, Red Green Obosh. So now I'm paired against Amulet Titan, and I should have won game 1, but I whiffed on like 6 draws. Like it was like Snake, Uro, and I could not hit my 3rd land, and it just slowed me down too much. Very frustrating, because I had an excellent opportunity to win game 1 against a difficult matchup. But it just, I watched it slip away as, you know, I drew like half my deck and didn't hit that 3rd land forever. I had a Birds on the board, which stuck around. All right, this is a keep. It's awkward. But we get a chance to ramp. It digs a little bit deeper. I mean, we could, since it's a bad matchup, we could mulligan to something important, you know, something like a Worship or whatever. But this is a good hand. I mean, Chords can potentially help us get there. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, it's a good Soulherder hand. We just have to kind of do Soulherder things. Hope the opponent mulligans to 4 or something. McDurp, I guess you're late to the stream this evening, but I want to point out, if you check out the sidebar over here, just today I got a small sponsorship from Card Hoarder, so very excited about that. Opponents only mulligan to 6. So I want you guys to stick around after the stream is, when the stream is wrapping up, because I'll try to send you guys on a raid to one of my teammates now on Team Card Hoarder. I do that with like quotations, but there's actually no real need to do that. They're my teammates. It's kind of cool. Land. All right. Coiling Oracle knows what's up though. He's gonna hit what, like a basic forest. Boom. Well, that's sort of like a basic forest. Hey, Kyoma, welcome. I'm playing against a very difficult matchup right now, Amulet Titan. It's this little fly. So annoying. So this is kind of weird. I can either play Birds of Paradise this turn, or just Ephemerate and try to hit land, and then potentially play Birds of Paradise. But I think Birds of Paradise is like the necessary line here. It's the line that is not ridiculously greedy. Thanks, McDurp. I very much appreciate that. So opponent, nothing on turn 1, turn 2, certainly means that they have like Azusa or the stupid Dryad right now. All right, so now we want Knight, and we have Chords to go get Knight. Knight is excellent against Dryad, but they're just pushing now towards God, can I draw some lands? This is like so frustrating. They should not. Well, they do have extra land drops, right? So did they play 2 lands on that turn? Did they play Radiant Fountain plus Cavern? I think they did, right? That would have been their turn 3. So yes, they did have 2 land drops, which means they very well could have 2 land drops next turn. I could just play Eternal Witness and get a land. That seems like the most solid play here. Paintball. I did just start with Twitch. It was just like a few months ago, I think. Not too long. Man, I really need to develop my board. I really need to draw cards. I feel like the Ice Fang, just main phasing Ice Fang is the way to go here. Maybe I draw like a path or something. Or maybe I just draw land, like kind of what I'm looking for. I think we're just going to be a little bit slow for this Titan here. Okay, all right, that's something. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, time flies. I guess I was dabbling with Twitch like as early as November. You were one of my first followers, I think, which is awesome. That's why you've earned your little VIP diamond. So unfortunately, let's see. If I play a Temple Garden now, I can actually Chord of Calling for 1. I believe we have Spore Frog in, right? It doesn't stop Titan from getting lands if they play it and get haste and attack. I could go get. I didn't bring in this, so Spore Frog is the only real 1-drop. We could go get like a Birds of Paradise just to make the next Chord of Calling that much more powerful. I guess I'll just play this untapped and see how it goes. Alternatively, I could also just Ephemerate right now, see what I draw. You know what? I'm going to play the Temple Garden untapped, and we'll sort of see how it goes. We don't have to do anything right away. It's such a difficult matchup. I mean, courting for like Spore Frog and sacking Spore Frog isn't amazing because we do want to advance our board for these chords to be good. So courting for, oh, it looks like they're not. Well, this guy is really annoying, actually. He can draw tons and tons of cards, so we do need to treat this as like a serious threat. But nothing quite yet. We'll just sort of see what they're doing. Like Tireless Tracker can definitely bury us in card advantage. But we have a lot of card advantage ourselves, and we get to start courting. All right, so I think that just courting for birds seems fine here. We only have 2 chords in the deck. They're both in our hand. Opponent's on 2 cards. We can. They can crack one of these things. Now, land is quite nice. So what I can go get? I can chord for hostage. I took Hostage Taker out, right? I think I took my black mana out in this. No, I guess I took Hostage Taker out, but not Siege Rhino. Knight of Autumn is for some reason not in the deck, which is ridiculous. Which means I only have Deputy right now. Yeah, no, unfortunately I made a mistake and I didn't. But even getting like a man, I need to deal with the Tireless Tracker. So I feel like we chord for Deputy, get rid of Tireless Tracker, and then if we need to, if they play like I think I can afford to play a Soulherder. I'll go get another blue here. Yeah, but the thing is, so I'm going to Deputy the Tireless Tracker, I think, and then if they play like a Valakut and start putting triggers, I can Ephemerate and take away the Dryad. That's a line that works. But I think if I play Soulherder, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like exactly Chord of Calling for Deputy up. I want to start generating value. Like, I don't like not playing Soulherder. It's pretty rough. If I play Soulherder and play Eternal Witness, I have Chord for 2 up. And then I continue to expand my board. I hate that they get to keep drawing cards. I really want to draw a path. All right, unfortunately, let's see. It sucks that I didn't bring in Knight. I don't know how that happened. It's really kind of crazy. I'm spending a lot of time here too. Since I want to draw removal, I think I'm going to start by playing this thing. And then I'm going to go to the end step. I'm not going to attack so that I have my resources. Although attacking makes sense because then I get to blink it and then potentially Chord. Opponent might have their own like Mystical Dispute or something like that, which would be pretty rough in this spot. This is definitely a greedy line, but we need to sort of push for value wherever we can. Opponent gonna crack a clue here, I guess. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. So maybe I just... The thing is, I can't hold up Ephemerate to protect the... Oh, that was awesome. That was an excellent draw. Unfortunately, I think we have to keep playing a little slow. Maybe I just hit the Dryad right now so that they... But I'm going to give them a land. My 3 drops include... Oh, this is such a ridiculous matchup. Like, if they get a Titan, I think it could just be lights out. But I am going to kill the Dryad right now. It's going to give him another land and another card, though. Whatever. I'm going to get rid of the Dryad. That card's super important. But I should probably do it during their upkeep. Tireless Tracker is such a beating. But we do have witnesses. We can get back a path as long as we just like don't die right now. I think we are like very rapidly approaching like a pretty nice spot in the game. We don't quite have Death Touch here. Summoner's Pact. I don't know. I mean, we can only Chord for a 2-drop here now. And it's probably not what we want. So let's see how the opponent goes about this. But having the Dryad off the board is pretty huge when they go and get Primeval Titan. We can potentially just like chump, or not, but I mean Ghost Block with like a Coiling Oracle. If the Tireless Tracker attacks, which it looks like it's sort of planning on doing. I don't run Meddling Mage. No, it's a good card. It's a for sure. But there's only so many spots in the deck, and currently my flex slot is with Scavenging Ooze against like the top deck in the format is Uro Piles. So they did not give it haste, which is awesome for us. We can definitely Chord for Deputy now. I'm going to play Eternal Witness, and we can definitely just Ghost Block here. Hopefully hit a land. Doesn't want to get in, I guess, even. All right, so I'm totally going for this. Oh, wait. No, no, no. I think I chose a birds. We're going to go for this guy. Okay. Going to resolve at some point. Land is beautiful. I'll go get, I guess, blue-white. Doesn't really matter. Actually, well, it might matter. Well, that's a little bit late, but better late than never, I guess. I did bring in Winds of Abandon, which is excellent in these spots. So I think that we can be a little bit greedy here. Like I can get Ephemerate. So I've got Chord. Right now I might as well, I guess, grow the Soulherder. Actually, hang on a second. I want to just get the path right now. Leave this up. They've got 8 billion cards here, so I do have to play a little fast. Oh man, I should have hit their clues. I should have cracked all their. I should have gotten all their clues, but I need to not die first, I guess. I don't have Venter in the deck right now. It wasn't doing enough, so I cut it. I kind of need to focus now because. Oh, I can do this. That's awesome. I'm gonna get rid of all the clues. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, so we're playing on this very kind of a nice edge here, where they can obviously go bananas at any point. But we're getting we're in a pretty decent spot. Opponent can always get like, oh, let's see what they're working with here. I'm completely tapped out. We do have a 12/12 Soulherder though. That's going to become significantly bigger. Okay, transmuting for a Summoner's Pact. I have to hustle like a lot. I hate that I'm letting myself fall behind. All right, that's fine. Okay. So I'm running out of time, like for sure. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. They have a Summoner's Pact in hand. So we know that they're going to get a Titan. If they have also a Dryad, I think that might be just probably lights out. I could just path the Dryad. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Cracking clues. The reason I didn't hold up Disdainful Stroke is because they have their Cavern already. Cracking another clue. It's decent for us. We do have a rebound coming. There's that Summoner's Pact. Dryad. Okay. I'm going to let them play there. They can still play a Titan, and I would... Well, maybe I should just path... I should have pathed the Dryad right now, but it's... I don't know. I'm going to path the Dryad no matter what, right? So I think I just do it now. Should have done it a second ago. I already let them make their extra land. Oh, they have another counter spell. But then maybe they can't cast the Titan if they have it in hand, which is sort of the point of this turn, because I can just get the path back. So Ephemerate, I can Ephemerate the Deputy and just get rid of all these things and then potentially just attack for lethal. I'm getting pretty close. Opponent with all this mana. Let's see. How did they get all that floating mana? Do they also have a Titan? That would be ridiculous. Looks like they do. Oh, Engineered Explosives on 3. Well, they lose that. I also lose my 3 drops, which is unfortunate. Both of my chords are in the graveyard. Winds of Abandon is nice. Let's see how many more basics they have. No more basics, that's how many. But they have 8,000 more cards to draw. So let's see if they cast a Titan but forget to cast tap Cavern of Souls. I doubt that is so unlikely, but... Spore Frog getting in there for the damage. We have 2 Eternal Witnesses in the graveyard, which means there's only 1 left in the deck. Bojuka Bog is super rough here. Oh, man. All right, well, I think this might just be... That might have done it, guys. It is a very tough matchup. I've let myself fall behind on time. Blah. I think I may not have played super optimally in this game. Like, still something like a Siege Rhino would be pretty nice here. Both of our chords are gone at this point. Ice Fang is definitely getting main phased. Yeah, I've been thinking about adding a Singleton Ashiok to the board. 2 Disdainful Strokes. What terrible draws those are. Going to attack in the air. Pass the turn. But they're done with clues for the time being. They are going to have 6 cards in hand. Spore Frog gains me a turn. I'm not going to sack Spore Frog for a good long time. Actually, it may come sooner than I think, since Valak. Let's see how it goes. Come on, you got 5 cards in hand. What are you doing with all those cards? I can't play games here. I am going to ephemerate one of these dudes right now. Hopefully draw something very nice. I don't even know like what very nice means here. Force is potentially okay. Actually, the thing I want to draw most is the Rhino. So with some careful blocking, we might be able to sort of get one more draw step out of the Spore Frog. Engineered explosives on 3 was pretty rough. Like I can block with the birds. I need to block 3 of these things, I guess. Yeah, Disdainful Stroke is kind of a holdover from like a few weeks ago. I've got 1 Ether Gust right now. So how am I blocking here? I need to stop. I can take 4 of these things, so just block 2. I'm going to catch a rebound. Opponent going for some stuff. Is this a, yeah, I guess a Titan? Like, is it uncounterable? I guess we'll see if they did that. I think it is, right? Yeah, it can't be countered. Pretty stupid. So that means they're going to get like a Teleria West probably, go get a Dryad. If they get the, I can counter their Summoner's Pact, which is, I guess, what they're getting. I mean, this is really dragging out, guys, but not super dead. Was able to play smart with the Spore Frog. I've got like 2 more turns, it looks like. I was pretty stupid in this particular game because I didn't bring Night of Autumn in, and I think that would have totally like changed how things played out. Well, that was just a stupid pair of draws right there. But we're just sacking. We're looking to sack the Spore Frog, and I can't crack that land. So top decks, I mean like Siege, Rhino, Eternal Witness gets back Spore Frog, I guess. Are they gaining life with Radiant Fountain? Okay. So they've got that Radiant Fountain thing happening. I could just get like no, I'm just gonna sack this now. I don't want to waste any time. I just want to F6. Okay, no blocks. Elephant into Soulherder. Oh god, Dryad and lands kill me, so that's it. I did my best, guys. It's a hard matchup, and I didn't bring my knight in. What a stupid misplay. All right, so I'm 2-1 in the league. It's still early in the evening. I can play some more Magic. Blah is what I have to say to that. Blah and double blah. Oh, opponent said GG, and I forgot to give them the GGs. Maybe. Oh man, that sucks. I definitely wasn't salty. I should have said GG, but so that guy's on 4 trophies as well. But often, I mean, you don't usually do the GG when you win, but it's whatever. I would like to say GG in response, but just kind of missed the opportunity. I'll be right back, guys. So sorry, I didn't check the top deck. I think, as I was saying earlier, that the Disdainful Strokes have been kind of a holdover from when there was a bit more mono green Tron in the format, and also a lot of cryptic commands, that kind of stuff. But man, look at all these lists. I need to start getting rid of some of these. I think for the next league, I would like to definitely get an Ashiok into in the picture, potentially even 2 Ashioks. Because Ashioks come in against like any fetch land deck. Also come in against all of the Titan decks. Ether Gust is fun, but I haven't really been using it all that much. So I'll try adding the 2 Ashioks in place of the... Look at that sideboard, so many different cards. So I guess I should take this opportunity to tell you guys that Card Hoarder has the best bots. You see, I got this little Card Hoarder thing over here now. Whenever a new set drops, Card Hoarder always has the cards ahead of everybody else. So definitely check out those bots. If you need to rent cards, they have a pretty flexible card rental program. All right. That's not going to take effect right now, but in the next league, I'll be able to play Ashiok. So we're still positive. We're still 2-1 so far. Unfortunately, you know, we could have won game 1. It sucks when we just totally whiff on lands like 6 draws in a row, but it happens, and that's how we lost game 1 against Amulet Titan. They had the second amulet after the Force on the first one, which was again very unlucky. So nice. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Like, if this could be an island, this would be such a nice hand. So close. All right. This is... Oh, my God. It looked good at first, but it's actually pretty bad, I think. Could be amazing against certain decks, like Neoform or something, but we can't pin all our hopes on Neoform. This doesn't do anything that we want it to do, and if it's like Jund or something, we just lose, I think. I mean, it does have mana. It does have mana. We would bottom probably just like the basic island here. I don't know. Is it better than going to 5? Maybe it's better than going to 5. If we draw like a 2-drop or a 3-drop next turn, we're just like immediately in the money. All right, I like the enthusiasm. We'll keep it here. And we'll maybe protect our birds. I guess we'll have to see how this plays out. So, I mean, Uro off the top would be pretty nutty. Aw, man. So, whatever this is, oh, all right, well, it's green-blue. Glistener Elf. Our 2 Force of Negations could be okay. Icefang Coatl could be okay. I think I have to play... Now, it's free life here, and this is actually a very good matchup. So, the question... You know, we have Force. I think I have to just develop my hand here. So, I'm going to play the birds, and I'm going to hold up Icefang. And, I mean, things are not super terrible. We just need to dodge Blighted Agent. Like... Blighted Agent is the one way that we lose quickly to Infect, because, you know, unless we draw Path right away, we can't block it, and we can't do anything with it. And we can't counter it, so... Like, obviously, Path off the top is just nutty at this point. When they go to combat, I'm going to Flashing Coatl. Potentially... Well, I don't know. With 2 mana, they're representing 2 pump spells. So they could get this thing to the point where I'm talking too much. Just all these thoughts. So now Uro is not the best draw. Teferi is like the super best, because then they have to go like all in on their creature during their main phase, and we can just see what they're doing, and we can just like choose to chump with a birds or whatever. So Teferi off the top. Oh, just going 2 attacks. I can dig it. So let's see what we draw. Teferi again is probably the nuts here. Path is a runner up. Just more 2-drops. Even any interaction, like a deputy, would be fine here. Land, not what I was looking for. You know, we do have 4 ephemerates in the deck. Now that I drew that land, I actually prefer to just chump with a birds, and so that next turn I can potentially hold up Hardcast Force and not have to just like waste one of the forces by pitching it right now. So, I mean, if we can dodge Blighted Agent, I think we have a decent shot here. Oh man, are you playing Blighted Agent, opponent? Are you... So dirty. I hate that card. Give me a path right now. Not that good. Not that good. But we can hold up Force now, hard cast. I do have to leave back a blocker. I don't have Death Touch yet, which is nasty. So I can block with the bird still. I can just play a Scavenging Ooze, eat my birds, and try to grow it to make it like a 3/3 to throw in front of one of these guys, and then try to counter something. Well, one of these guys, I mean Glistener Elf. Which is sort of pointless now that they have the Blighted Agent on the board. And playing spells is better than not playing spells. So I like getting the Scavenging Ooze down here. We're not gonna win if we don't play anything. And I can't double force on their turn anyway. I mean, so this guy is setting up to block the Glistener Elf, so I think I just attack with the Coatl. Good matchup, but I did mulligan to a very weird hand, and at this point, I can't really complain because I've only had like 2 top decks or something like that. Let's hope that the opponent is stuck on lands. They're really thinking about what to do. Might of Old Krosa is going to resolve, and then we'll see what they have as a follow-up. Glistener Elf, I guess, just not going to get in here. Oh, does get in. Oh, doesn't get in. Does he? Doesn't he? Does he? Doesn't he? Okay, you got it, opponent. Well played. Another pump spell. All right, that's what you do. So let's go. All right. And worship does not work. No. Actually, hang on a second. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Teferi would be really good here. Actually, basics are sort of stupid because I can't even block here. So just getting more whites seems reasonable. Oro's pretty stupid, but it does give me a redraw for a path or something. I mean, but do I want to do that? I think just Uro gives me double force, which is much better than single force. So I'm going to attack with the Skoos and see if the opponent wants to burn it like a pump spell to. Worship it does not work because damage that would reduce your life total to 0 does not, and that's not how they're trying to kill us. By reducing our life total to 0. They're doing the opposite. They're counting up. Oh, they seem like they're F6ing here or something. Are they going to Pendelhaven at least? Oh, they're not F6ing. All right, so mutagenic growth. That's sort of fine for now. They should Pendelhaven first. Not exactly sure what's going on. That would be lethal, so we do have to counter that. Pendelhaven is also lethal next turn, so like path or bust here. Another one? Another one. Why not? Kicked Vines? I mean, it's what the deck does. You can't get salty when they just do what they do. Again, it's a very good matchup. Should get a little bit better post-board. It would stink if we lost this one because, you know, we're trying to get that third win in the league, and it is a good matchup. So Pithing Needle I do bring in to name Inkmoth. It does get them pretty hard. Spore Frog is amazing. Any kind of interaction is excellent. So Winds of Abandon, Ether Gust, both of those things come in. Teferi, absolutely. I think that might be it. No, because damage Infect is a replacement effect, so it never deals regular damage to me. It would never reduce my life total to 0. So Worship has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. Much more important to the matchup is Stonehorn, and similarly Spore Frog. So Uro, kind of stupid in the matchup. Siege Rhino also kind of overkill, doesn't really matter. Hostage Taker, pretty nice, I think. Anything that can take away creatures is going to be awesome. Cord is excellent to get Spore Frogs. Birds are excellent because they don't try to kill our creatures. Scavenging Ooze, totally unnecessary. That card has actually been pretty meh in the main deck this league so far. Soulherder, obviously good against decks that have no removal. No. Cord, I need Cord because we need to immediately get Stonehorn, and failing Stonehorn, we just go get Spore Frog. So maybe I trim one Soulherder. I know it's hard to find. I'm going to cut one Pithing Needle, and we'll just run it like that. Worship just prevents what? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, I see. You're clarifying Akulen's point. This is a snap keep. As stupid as it looks. Unfortunately, the opponent kept 7 as well. Hey, Odysseus. So 2-drop off the top, or failing that, obviously Pithing Needle, pretty good. Just give me some creatures. Like, there's plenty of them in the deck. All right, well, that's a creature. We do not have mana to get there, though. So yeah, but Aquilin, think about what it's doing, right? If that damage would reduce your life total to less than 1, so it immediately has nothing to do with Infect, because Infect is never, ever, ever reducing our life total. So Worship just doesn't care. All right, so it looks like opponent kept a hand with just Ink Moths. So let's see if I can get them to go in on some. Nah, it looks like they're not going in on. They could also have, you know what? I'm going to take 1 for now. Actually, that might have been stupid. I think it might have been stupid because now they can get a protection spell going. So still developing pretty awkward. We do have 2 removal spells in hand plus a counter spell. So yeah, that was a little bit awkward. Another Ink Moth. So we would love to draw that Pithing Needle. So now let's try to play like we're F6'd, I guess. Let him go in. Come on, put it on there. I guess I can keep taking it. Do I want them to I really would rather not spend this force, but I mean, and pitch the Soulherder. But we really don't have too many choices. At a certain point, like actually very soon, I can go get a Spore Frog. But it's getting pretty awkward. Another force is interesting. Cord for Spore Frog is kind of whatever. This hand is proving to be every inch as awkward as I thought it would be. Oh, I got him to go for something. That's nice. But they didn't pay any mana for it. So, maybe it's time to burn one of these paths? Hard to say. I guess so. We could also, again, cord for Spore Frog, which is a little bit awkward, because if that's like a kind of a last resort kind of situation, this is not going excellently. I really should have gotten rid of one of these things when I had the opportunity. No, I love this here. This is actually quite good. Kicked Vines is pretty dumb. But maybe they just don't have another protection spell. I think I have to pitch the the other force. Because I'm not, the hand is not doing anything here. Oh, are they going to counter this somehow? They have no mana. And their creature is getting pathed before damage, so keep casting spells, opponent, by all means. Man, Kicked Vines there is so greedy, assuming that they have another protection spell in hand. Ice Fang is a really good draw, but a little awkward. They could have Mystical Dispute, so I feel like I might just want... I want to cast it now. Maybe I hit a land that I can play. Hey, Birds is something. It's a couple of flyers. And we're getting much closer to being able to go get Stonehorn Dignitary and then cast Soulherder. But I do pretty much have to chump here with the Ice Fang, which puts us back on our cords. I'd love to draw another white source so that I can hold up path. That's kind of yucky. I'm gonna act like I'm well, I don't know, like I could cast something, just freak him out a little bit, and then sort of wait. Opponent seems to be kind of F6'd here, so I think I'm just not going to block. Oh, all right. Well, all right. That was a good one. So, a Glistener Elf. Fair enough. So land's not coming here, which is rough. We can cast the Soulherder. Blink the Coatl. I mean, just like Teferi would be amazing. I think I'm going to hold up Ephemerate to block this thing, and then maybe I'll path the Glistener Elf or try to. Maybe I'll block and then path it. Oh, you know what? I could Chord, but it's so expensive, and I have to. No, I think Ephemerate is the right call. Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that, Paintball. That's terrible. I could just path this Glistener Elf right now while they have shields down, but really, I don't know. Using a path on Glistener Elf is kind of rough. I could just Chord for Eternal Witness, get back. God, I need to cast Soulherder here, which means I get to attack. But if I cast Soulherder, then I don't have Ephemerate up, which is terrible. So I do need to leave Ephemerate up, I think. Let's see. I can Chord for like block, then Chord for another birds or something like that. But we really want the Chord for, The mana situation is so awkward here. But the fact that I have, yeah, I don't know. Like if I hit a land off of the Ephemerate. Yeah, I mean, pathing now just makes sense because if they have a counter spell or a protection spell, it's just off the table. So let's path now. Pass a turn, pretty awkward. Next turn, if we draw a land or off of the block with Coatl and the Ephemerate, we can just go get. Oh, they can't. I'm not going to be able to block this. That's nasty. But if push comes to shove, we can always Chord for Spore Frog. All right, is Spore Frog going to show his his skills right now? I think it's the only line. I could start by Ephemerating, just cuz. No, I could just Ephemerate at the end, I guess. Well, I mean, if they have Spell Pierce or something, they might go for it now. Yeah, but I can't block this thing right now, which is which is relevant. So if they have a Spell Pierce, I'm kind of hoping they rip it right now. Like, just go for it. That would be awesome. Because there's really nothing I can do. Come on, opponent. Use that Spell Pierce. If I go for the Chord, they're obviously going to Spell Pierce it if they let this go. Come on, opponent. They let it resolve. Well, let's see if they have the counter. They thought a lot about that. So Eternal Witness is an amazing draw. But if they have a counter spell, it's lights out. So fingers crossed. We have sick cards in the deck that do cool things. We get to get a Spore Frog. Opponent's like a 1-drop. Let it go. Come on, let it go. Oh my god, yes. So good. Spore Frog, you stupid card. Come on, guys. That was pretty good. Chord for Spore Frog. Who else is doing that in Modern? Literally nobody. Literally nobody. Even Soulherder players would say that's stupid. Oh my god, it's Teferi. Yeah, but I have to wait on Teferi, I think. I think we're going for Ephemerate. I'm going to Ephemerate right away. Since the opponent said that they didn't have anything, so we're going to get a Spore Frog. Man, if they have Dismember, that would be cool. Spore Frog. So this is a perfect. This is a combo. If you guys haven't seen it, if I can get Teferi down with this situation, it's beautiful because they can never remove Spore Frog on my turn with Teferi down. So one more turn, and we'll. Oh, blighted agent. Well, Teferi should hopefully make that not a big deal. So as long as I can finish with some time on the clock, I think we should be pretty golden here. I can, you know what? We can set a goal here where I kill the opponent with their own blighted agent if I get like a hostage taker. But that, you know, it's a little bit cocky and unnecessary. All right. No dismembers. Doesn't really matter right now anyway. So they can't really do anything here. So I think it's maybe I tapped a little bit wrong. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna play this out because I do have the Spore Frog on the board if they try to get frisky. I also have blocks. So I think we can go get Chord here. Doesn't really matter. I can do instant speed, take their ink ball, but I can't actually play it. I'm not attacking yet. I'm just gonna take this like one step at a time. Opponent doesn't realize the lock here, but it is pretty much a lock. So I guess Deputy is obviously a good choice. This is so much fun. All right, opponent conceded. Pretty sweet. So I see a few more of you guys have been trickling in as I've been playing against Infect here. Currently 2-1 in this league. Infect is a solid matchup if we draw sort of okay. I had a ridiculous hand of 4 lands, 2 paths, and a Force of Negation. We managed to get there. So give me a second. I'm going to just run to the bathroom. I drink like 8 gallons of water when I stream. Oh, I don't. Is Fluffy a known player? So once again, thanks so much for joining me this evening, guys. Just today, I got notified that I am getting sponsored by Card Hoarder. You see their little logo over there on the side. So if you guys could stick around at the end of the stream, I can raid another person on the Card Hoarder team and just start to get a little bit known by my teammates, because I'm pretty sure most of them don't know that I exist yet. And of course, if you're not following the channel and you enjoy Soulherder and or Merfolk, I'd really appreciate the follow. Opponent starting with 7. This is really, really beautiful. If I had a green source, I would snap keep it, play the birds, and then you've got removal for days. It's a little bit unfortunate that I have no mana at all, so we have to mulligan. And I mean, it's rough, but we're gonna have our basics. So I'm going to keep this. We're going to really go for basics, and I'll put the breeding pool on the bottom. Okay. So again, we're just hoping to dodge Blighted Agent. It's kind of like the one card that we don't really want to see, but this kind of opening, oh, Teferi, you're so good. You're so good. So barring like Dismember next turn, this should be excellent. Okay, as I said, Blighted Agent, we're just gonna bounce that guy. Opponent gonna get in? Not gonna get in. Oh, this is rough though, because the blighted the noble hierarch can kill Teferi. So do we just play out birds here? Play out Coatl and just hope that the force means that we don't take lethal next turn. And then next turn we have some kind of blocks set up against hierarch. It's really sketchy because I really don't want to pitch Teferi. So maybe I just play out the birds and then hold up pitch Coatl for force in case they're representing lethal. I don't know. Like, if I just bounce this thing, they replay it, attack and kill Teferi with Noble Hierarch, it just seems bad. Like, let me play Coatl here. Maybe I just draw a path, right? I do need to protect the Teferi to the extent possible, because he's just so good in the matchup. Oh, well, okay. So we have to not die. And then things are starting. Actually, I have to play my birds now, right? So that would have been stupid if I just passed the turn. Okay, guys. Can the opponent 10-shot me through a Force of Negation? They've already got 2 buffs here. There's the one. Okay, they're going in for 3 here with Exalted. Again, I'm gonna sort of think about doing something if I can, like, oh, whether just going in like now. Oh, drawing a card. That's sick. Come on. Oh, that's amazing. So now I'm sort of set. Opponent hopefully F6'd. Oh my god. Come on. Let's go. Spore Frog plus Teferi. And I've got my mana sorted now. So I think this turn is just play the Stonehorn, play the Spore Frog. Next turn, play the Teferi. So they're not attacking next turn, which is nice. Which means I get to attack. Play our little old Spore Frog. So we're so close to just really locking this up. Something like an Ephemerate would be beautiful. We're going to get another card off of Teferi next turn. And let's just hope, you know, opponent just cracked that Waterlogged Grove like right away. So maybe they're just drawing like, I don't even know. Like, can't attack opponent. Can't sack that land right away. All right. Well, that's probably one of our best, our worst possible draws. Not the end of the world though, since we definitely have at least like a blanking of the attack step here. I'm not bouncing Stonehorn, and that's going to take a long time for that to happen. Do they? Oh my god, do they have a counterspell for this? That would be pretty awesome. Oh, they're going to give their... Okay, fair enough. So you've got Hexproof. I do have Spore Frog anyway, though, so whatever. So I think I do need that extra card, though. So I'm going to bounce something. I'm just going to bounce like a Hierarch. You know what? Hang on a second. I can just sack the Spore Frog, blank their attack. Minusing now kind of the same, though, right? It's kind of the same. So I'm just going to minus now. Well, hang on a second. No. I'm not going to minus... Am I going to minus now? What? No. First of all, I have to cast Teferi, right? So I can't even... I can't just... It's not a loop like that, right? It's... I have to... The point is, I need to draw cards. I want to use Teferi to bounce this at some point. So I'm just going to tick it up now. Yeah, I'm just going to tick it up now. Yeah, trust me, guys. I got it all figured out. No, I'm not going to die anytime soon. I'm totally pretty... well, I should say I'm pretty confident in this spot here. Because I have Spore Frog, and then I can use Teferi to just blink the... Bounce is what I mean to say, Jesus. Blink the Blighted Agent. I mean, I guess we'll see how we draw, right? I still have this Force in hand. Opponent doesn't seem to be doing very much. So they went straight to combat. We'll see what happens here. They can't cast anything during their combat, so we're only getting hit for 3 here. So, you know, we have another turn anyway. I might just... Let's see, is this going at Teferi or my face? It's going after to Teferi. So this is all sort of... It's kind of fine. I'm just going to let this go. You know what? I don't know. Yeah, let it go for now. I'm just gonna let it ride. Come on, give me an Ephemerate or something. Eternal Witness is a start, but so we can get back Spore Frog. Oh, I have not very much time, so let's keep track of that as well. Hang on. So I don't know if I want to leave up Force. I'm gonna wait on Eternal Witness anyway because I want to get back Spore Frog specifically.
And I don't know, I'm going to play this like that. All right, well, we've got some... Well, let's see how it goes. Almost certainly going to sack the Spore Frog here. Oh, that's pretty terrible. So there's almost no way to lose this here, but I've been drawing kind of garbage for a little bit. Yes. That's amazing. Okay, so... I should have cracked my land, but I'm glad I didn't since that Path to Exile was on top. They found a threat, which is slightly sort of rough for us, but... Oh, wait, stop. Okay. I thought they weren't going to cast any spells, but... Looks like they're casting spells. Anything that doesn't give it hexproof, I'm just letting resolve. Okay, that's fine. We've got 2 in the air. Let's see what the opponent does here. They have a blocker in their Ink Moth if it comes to it. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to draw an extra card off of Teferi, so we really do need a good top deck here. Go for it, opponent. It's your time. It's your time to shine. Use all your buffs. Go for the win. That's fine. Oh, they're at 1. This is looking good, guys. Teferi, he's got my back. I should have double force up here. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. It will matter next turn, I think. And this is it, right? It's just game over, right? I just have lethal attacks. All right. Sweet. It is a good matchup. We should... This is the kind of funky stuff that, like, wins us games against Infect. So you guys were, like, telling me to bounce Stonehorn, which, like... seems weird to me because, like, I mean, I had it. I was totally not. It's an option. I should say it's an option if if we absolutely need it. Excuse me, but bouncing their Blighted Agents does the same thing. It just blanks one of their attacks. Yikes. Excuse me. So you kind of have to think, like, I had so many outs for some of those draw steps. Like when I ripped the path, you might be like, wow, that was like such a clutch draw off the top. But I had, like, Ephemerate is obviously amazing. There's 4 of those in the deck. I had 2 Soulherders. I might have sideboarded at 1. So Soulherder, Hostage Taker, just fine. Deputy would have been fine. Eternal Witness to get back like Spore Frog would have been fine. A lot of good draws that I could have hit. Chord of Calling obviously goes and gets either a Deputy to get rid of the Blighted Agent, or another Eternal Witness to go get back Spore Frog, or just to get a Soulherder. Honestly, Chord would go get Soulherder for sure, just to start looping Stonehorn, at which point the opponent pretty much can't win, particularly since if they draw like a Dismember, I could just force it. So all right, so 3 and 1. Yeah, but what's the point of keeping like birds on the battlefield? I'd much rather just anyhow. Both lines got there. Oh, are you actually talking to Fluffy? You could let him know that it's pretty favored for is it Fluffy Pingo, or is it Fluffy 21? Or is it neither of them? Excuse me, I like started coughing recently. Guess I was talking a lot during the day because of my teaching, and now I'm talking a lot more. Oh, so Fluffy Wolf, he does a lot of stuff, but he's not on the board yet. Well, yeah, you can let him know that Soulherder tends to have the upper hand in that matchup. We just have so many ways of sort of shutting down what they're trying to do. Oh man, these hands this evening are so weird. We only have 2 chords, but I feel like every single hand has had either one or both chords in the opener. So I can't keep this. It would be absolutely nutty if I had a fetch land instead of that chord. Like imagine if it was like green white, play the snake, have 2 paths. Oh, it's so good. Oh, this is the opponent says that they're a fan. That's awesome. I'm asking them where they're in the league right now. So this is an excellent opening hand now. And I think I just want to opponent's 1-0. Cool. I'm 3-1 currently. I think I'm going to bottom the Siege Rhino, and we'll just sort of see how this goes. Excuse me, I hate all this coughing. It's definitely nice to be on the play, but the hand needs some developing, I think. A snake would be excellent. Push, I guess, is, it's going to happen sometimes. Land in this spot was actually just fine. I'm going to use this to go get a blue.
Maybe blue white and then green white. Excuse me. Could also just get blue and then go get Canopy Vista, which is fine. Maybe I'll just do it that way. Not sure what we're playing against yet. Hopefully it's 8-rack. But it doesn't look like 8-rack, but it is some interesting. Oh my god, it's Mill. Mill is literally like a 10% matchup. It's ridiculous. Okay. They're gonna have that card that just okay, no Uros, so that's unfortunate. But I can choose to get something back from the graveyard, which is kind of nice, like a land, I guess. But if I search, they're going to archive trap me. Lonely Isotope, thanks so much for the subscription. If any of you guys really like watching Soulherder, really appreciate all your subscriptions. Or even just follows. Always trying to grow the channel. Force is awesome. I'm going to go get like, I don't know, maybe like the Ice Fang back. I could also get, maybe Ice Fang, and I could just pitch it to, my life total doesn't really matter, so I can just get like green blue here and have double blue, double green up. And we'll see what they play next turn. But we have an Ephemerate to get things back. So I think I'll take the Deputy, and we'll see what they... but I don't know. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. The point is, force something, Ephemerate, get back a blue card. Oh, get back force, draw blue cards, hopefully. This path is unfortunately quite dead, unless they happen to like top deck a crab. Frank Sanity. I have Deputy, so I think I'll just play Deputy out on this. Depending on what we draw, I think I have to kind of play to my possible outs. Beginning of each end step, where X is the number of cards. So this is 0 for now. So let it resolve, play Deputy, hopefully draw a blue card. I could also... Yeah, I mean, this is not going to kill me right away, so... Excuse me. I hate this. Blue card? Does that change things at all? Yeah, it does. It does, for sure. So I get to Ephemerate now while playing Deputy. So blue, white, green, get white, basic white. Opponent knows that I have the Deputy in hand. It's an interesting play on their part. And rather than let them untap, I mean, I could just use Ephemerate now, but I'm gonna play at instant speed. And I'm gonna do my best to stop coughing. So no archive traps yet. They did let me get away with cracking that fetch land, which is pretty massive in the matchup. Glimpse. I think I have to go for this now. And we'll get, excuse me, Hostage Taker. We don't really need Hostage Taker. Just... And this is not the worst position, because now I can just loop Ephemerate and just hardcast Force, and I have a clock on the board. Orb is ridiculous. I hate Orb so much, and I don't have Knight in the main deck. So, but we might be able to get there if it's just Orb. Again, this is a super negative matchup for us. Oh, but if I'm looping this, I have no damage. But I have to do it. So that's something. I do need to, well, if we... Well, let's see what this draws. Again, like, we have to play to our outs here.
I need to draw a blue card here, I think. Okay, Uro is something, and we can actually, well, we can't cast Uro yet. I mean, we can, but we can't escape him yet. But we're not going to escape anyway. We're almost certainly just going to... can always ephemerate to get rid of the Mesmeric Orb. I want it down to 2 cards. Be awesome if they had, like, nothing. Actually, just, like, card draw stuff is bad for us here because... Oh, man. Are you just passing the turn? That's awesome. I do have to cast Ephemerate, but if I go for it, they could kill the Eternal Witness in response, so I think I just untap here. Swing for 4. Play out an Oracle, which makes me... Hang on a second. It's going to mill 2 more, but it's going to... In theory, it increases the clock. But it's also just a blue card. We can... So 3 times... So this is a 4-turn clock right now. So 4 times 3 is obviously not enough. But 4 times 4 is still not enough. If I play this, it becomes a 3-turn clock, which is significant. Maybe they just play... Maybe they're going to try to kill one of my things, like if they have a Eternal Witness. Okay. Maybe you guys are all like in deep thought with me here, but it's such a ridiculous matchup. Very, very, very difficult. We're going to continue to not ephemerate. We're just going to write out this 3-turn clock now, I think. They're thinking about something. Maybe I ephemerate the Deputy now on their end step and just take the Orb. Seems like it might be better, but again, if they respond with like removal, that's so nasty for us. So I don't feel like I need to blink first here. Like just a force off the top would be great. Land is kind of whatever, I guess. All right. Now I have Hardcast Force up. If I play a Deputy, we just have lethal. Sorry, not a Deputy, just like an Eternal Witness, which seems reasonable. I can just play the Eternal Witness, get back Force right now. It's gonna mill me more with the Orb, but it increases the clock. And we can always go for that line where I ephemerate and take away the Orb. Oh, if they get me now with Archive Trap, that would be nasty. Now they can't cast... Oh my god, this is so difficult. I'm just gonna pass. Opponent sort of seems like they don't have anything. And we can counter anything they draw. So maybe if they play nothing... Well, there's a field. If you guys don't know, field is a forced search of your deck. You can't choose not to. Uh, this is fine. We have lethal on board, and we're not milling. We're not getting anything milled right now. So we just have to protect our board, and if we get to untap, we can just counter whatever removal spell they have in hand. So it's fine. You got it. Are we gonna win a game against Mill? It's seriously super duper ridiculously difficult. We could cast Uro here, but that's not what we're looking to do. Opponent knows I have a force in hand. They see lethal on board. I'm not blaming them for making me play it out. Oof. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I need you guys to like follow me and subscribe because I don't think you understand how difficult this matchup is. It's like we had like crazy nuts. Like we had everything we needed and I was still like one turn away from just losing to like stupid garbage. The opponent had nothing. They had like 2 mill spells and a mesmeric orb. So now the plan is you just bring in extra stuff, like anything that does anything. They have Ashiok, so I can bring in Pithing Needle. Veil is kind of the nut if we can just like kind of loop that somehow because it just counters all of their mill spells. Definitely bringing in Night for the stupid orb. You know, Teferi is just potentially like decent-ish, makes them play on their turn. Purge gets rid of Ashiok, which is a very good card against us. And Ceremonious Rejection counters their orbs. So I'll bring. It also counters Ensnaring Bridge, which is something that they can play with. Gallows. I'm not talking about Mill in general. Mill is a fine deck in the format, but it is one of our worst matchups, like hands down. I don't know how many times you've played against it with Soulherder, but all we do is draw cards and do nothing else. Like we ping for like 1 point of damage. I guess Hostage Taker is bad, but like, do I want to take it out or just leave it in as an extra card, like a blue card to pitch the force? Spore Frog for the 1/1 beats? Yeah, I don't know. Nah, Spore Frog is pretty stupid. Oh yeah, it can still orbs, thank you. So Hostage Taker definitely staying in. Spore Frog is just bad, but odds are it gets milled, right? So I bring in Spore Frog against mill? It's ridiculous. No, I can't do that. Can't do it. Path, taking out 4, like, so 4 paths is fine because Crab is like so annoying. Oh, Stealing Orb is useless because it's not one-sided, it's two-sided. So totally right. Oh, no, I can steal it and not cast it. Yeah, but I can just not cast it. I can just keep it tucked away. This is a hand. Actually, Scavenging Ooze is excellent because if they don't have removal, it can just eat and eat and eat and just kill them. Opponent's starting with 7. We have no counter spells in hand. Court of Calling is probably pretty stupid, like because I'm not gonna be able to cast it anytime soon. But we are gonna. I mean, I like the Skoos, I do, but it's not gonna get online for a little while. But I can't mulligan this hand. Definitely going to keep it. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it develops. Obviously, Force of Negation, pretty awesome. So Path off the top would be excellent because Hedron Crab is like their best opening. We did not hit it, so we're going to do our usual... Well, we need green and then white-blue. So Teferi is interesting because it lets us fetch on our turns and then they can't archive trap us. You got nothing to do this turn, so... Life total totally doesn't matter here, so I feel like just searching right now, giving them one less opportunity to draw into an archive trap just seems like the way to go. So I'll go get white-blue right now.
I mean, green mana might be the way to go. Extra mana, but there's not going to be a ton of creatures to start eating out of the graveyard for a little while. Oh my god, double Hedron Crab. No, not like this. Oh my god, Deputy. Yes, please. Yes, please, but I need mana. So I guess the play here is just Ice Fang. Like, I don't want to let them untap to black mana and let them counter my Ice Fang with, like, Drown in the Lock. So... like, blue or white land off the top could just win me this game. Alright, that's white mana, guys. That's white mana. No land drop, opponent. You played a field last turn. No more land drops. Come on. No more land drops. Ugh. It's not just a land drop, it's black mana. Oh my god. So we need a force off the top. Just to, like, start countering some stuff. Oh my god. Orb is really ridiculous. But getting rid of Hedron Crab should go a very long way. I would just absolutely love to slam that that Temple Garden. I mean, that Birds of Paradise, but definitely playing this for life here. Now we can start courting for things, but nothing really great yet. I could play Skoos. I need to get rid of these Hedron Crabs, and so that's what I'm going to do right now. If they have exactly like push, that would be excellent for them. So it's possible I want to wait so that I have mana to ephemerate and protect the Deputy. Nah, it's sort of okay, right? If I just sort of wait, right? I think I'll play Birds and Scavenging Ooze. Nah, I mean, if I Deputy now, they just push next turn. And I really want to keep this Deputy on the board as long as possible. Chord for Night can deal with the Mesmeric Orb, so we definitely want to play creatures out. Yeah. And then, so next, all right, I think I've got my plan here. It could be incorrect, but expanding the board seems good to me. Getting more mana on the table, giving myself a chance to hit another land, open things up a little bit. I'd rather not attack and just take another mill right now, I guess. I think we win by attacking, so whatever. Let's attack. So Deputy, hold up Ephemerate, and then shortly thereafter I can Chord for Night to blow up Mesmeric Orb. That's the play. Okay, they hit a Drowned in the Lock there, which is awesome. We do not want them to draw those things. So no fetch land, hopefully. Yeah, no, I know that Revolt needs to be triggered or turned on with Fatal Push. What do you got, opponent? Okay, so that's actually pretty decent for us, right? Because I can go for white here and hold up Ephemerate. Depending on what they're trying to do. So they have not made a land drop this turn, I don't think. Visions. We have 20 things in our graveyard. There's very little I think I can do about that. Oh, I could eat something, but not. Yeah. So they're gonna draw 3 cards, which is terrible. But we do get to play Deputy. Jesus. All right, more lands. We have about half our deck left. I'm not ephemerating because I need to protect the Deputy, I think.
Path, not that amazing. All right, so I can attack here because I'm not using the cord this turn. But I mean, they only need a couple of spells and we just lose. And they can like field if I like in response to ephemerate, but they need to crack field to even get push online. It looks like what they're going for here. So I mean, they could have Archive Trap. You know that's a threat. All right. Well, I mean, these are the lines that we were planning for here. If they have another fatal push, we do get a little bit wrecked. Oh my god, that's absurd. That is absurd. We can Teferi one of these things and then like path another one, but I'm just losing to this stupid. I've got one Eternal Witness in the graveyard. Land is sort of okay. They haven't been archive trapping, so I guess Siege Rhino might just be a possible path to victory if I don't tap anything else for a while. I could also just eat 3 things and attack. I path one of these things on their upkeep. I don't know. I like Siege Rhino. I do like it's a big trampling creature. And I can path one of their Hedron Crabs. Unfortunately, it gets a trigger off of this Hedron Crab. I think I might need to start by getting rid of the Mesmeric Orb, like Cord for Night, and then path one of their Hedron Crabs. Wow, that's always so sketchy. Like, I forgot to check my graveyard for, like... Oh, you know what? Hang on. Before I cord, I need to make sure I have Night, right? It's actually unlikely that I have access to Night here. It looks like I have him still. Unless I'm missing it, but I'm sort of fine to just miss it. It's my only line here, I think. Oh, hey, all right. And it doesn't really matter when I path, so I'm just going to do that now. And yeah, let's hope that they have garbage in their hands. Like, I don't know what the garbage would be. Like, if they have lands, it's good with Hedron Crab. I only have 17 cards in the deck, 14 at this point. So fetch land represents 6, and then I just get got by, like, Glimpse the Unthinkable or anything like that. But the opponent has had just, like, pure gas this game. So, double Hedron Crab, double push, orb, and we were on the draw, and we mulliganed, I think. So, or maybe we didn't mulligan. I can't remember. I want to keep Siege Rhino like in the front of my mind about like as far as ways that we can win. So opponent has effectively milled me out here. So I'm gonna say GG here because it was a good game for them. The double push was really rough. All right, so give me just a second, guys. We'll go to round 3. Yeah, that's been my strategy against Mill forever, just bringing in extra cards. And also, we haven't been drawing too poorly. It's just incredibly, incredibly difficult. Like, I do have a lot of experience with the matchup. I've played it a handful of times, and I don't know that I've ever beaten it. It's just so difficult. Like, imagine if they had like milled out of those 40 plus cards, 50 plus cards, Knight of Autumn. I would have just been totally screwed against Mesmeric Orb. So we just need like complete fire like in our opening hand to have any chance. We need like 2 lands, force, a snake, some like ephemerate, maybe a pithing needle. I don't even know, like just crazy stuff. And like something like Siege Rhino, like if I get birds into Siege Rhino and maybe an ephemerate to protect the Siege Rhino from like a path, that would be like or Fatal Push, that would be a way to sort of pull ahead and win quickly before they can mill me out. So awkward, but 2 forces is pretty strong. 2 forces is pretty strong. 2 castable forces. And the ephemerate. I kind of want to keep this, guys. Any land lets me get to Fairy Down right away. Scavenging Ooze, I've just been trying it. There's been a lot of graveyard stuff in the metagame. So I'm going to keep this, guys. The Force is one of the best cards in the matchup. We've got no fetch lands, which means they can't really get us with Archive Trap that easily. I kind of want to draw a fetch land, though, so... Oh, opponent's mulliganing, too? Come on. Come on. Let's get there. Opponent's mulliganing to 5 cards. I can legit very, very, very easily lose to Mill on a 5-card hand. And not just because I kept this super sketchy, like, weird hand. All right. Hallowed Fountain tapped, even though my life total doesn't matter whatsoever. A Field of Ruin can get us on green mana eventually, maybe. What do you guys think about this keep? I think you got to do it, right? If I get a path is weird, path is super weird, but we got a lot of lands in the deck. I didn't sideboard out any of them. I did thin the deck significantly though. All right, Hedron Crab. I can deal with that guy right away. I don't love giving the opponent lands, but in response to this Delta being cracked, I will Path to Exile this thing. It gives them a land. Well, actually, they're waiting on it, right? So I could give them... I think I kind of have to give them this extra trigger here. I just have to deal with this thing right now. There's like... I can't afford to leave mana up like this. Plus, getting things in the graveyard, not super terrible so far. Like, if they just get like 3 more cards in there. Well, look, we got through this huge clump of no lands. So we did hit 2 green sources, which we would have loved to have drawn. Oh my god. Oh, that's so great. All right. So the question is it better to Ice Fang or to Ferry here? And I think to ferrying is just better. Like they surely play like instant speed removal stuff, and we can just slow them down a little bit. And I'm going to just minus it right away and draw a card. Another Teferi, interesting. Well, that's something to pitch to force, which is kind of cool. All right, we can start getting a little bit of advantage with Ice Fang and Ephemerating. This needs 20 cards. Wait, 20 or fewer cards. Your library has 20 or fewer cards. Another land, but no more crabs, crabby wabs. Mesmeric Orb is going to get countered. Don't even want to mess around with that thing. I absolutely cannot pitch this Ice Fang though. This is my ticket to clawing my way into like a position where I could maybe actually win the game. Emergency backup to Ferry just gets pitched to force. No emergency backup to Ferry. I can wait on this. If I absolutely need to pitch, I can't pitch Ice Fang though. Can't do it. So I might as well play it now. See if I draw a land. Okay, we can play that. And I think rather than play the birds, I think I have to just pass and hold up Ephemerate. Oh no, I can still do that. Never mind. I'm just going a little bit crazy here. We want to fetch on our turn for sure. I can Ephemerate in response to something that I might want to force to draw a blue card. Okay. But we really need like one or two good draws here. We've already got our land sorted, so Ashiok, not like the craziest thing in the world. This is still quite a ways away from doing anything very meaningful. Again, this can force me to search, which is unfortunate. But I can go get blue there, not a big deal. All right. Well, I guess we Ephemerate in response. I mean, what is this? 13 cards, I think. That still doesn't get them to shell dock yet. So whatever. I mean, do they have multiple archives? They couldn't possibly, right? Visions. I might need to. I need to try to counter that because I can't let them draw 3 cards if I can at all avoid it. Come on, blue card. Come on, blue card. Off the top. This is for basically all the marbles here, I think. You can't do anything, opponent. I've got to ferry down. Which makes me think that maybe they have like some kind of interaction in hand. Oh my god, yes. That's awesome. The thing is, I need to keep them. You guys can talk me down from here, but I feel like I need to. I can play Soulherder and start getting tons of value off of this guy. Let them draw their cards. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to do that. Let them draw their cards. Let them draw their cards. I need to get like some kind of threat, and Soulherder is actually a threat. Archive Trap. I think I need to let it resolve. Actually, Shelldock is would be turned on then? No, actually not yet, right? Again, I have to let it go, I think. Just blue cards now. Blue cards all day. I am getting a rebound coming, so I can also cast Uro. Uro might just be the best plan here, honestly. So maybe if they try to, let's see what they do here, but I might just cast Force, whatever they cast next, and just go for Uro. This matchup is so ridiculous. Like, the fact that they mulled to 5 and are still, like, extremely just, like, strong-arming us. Surgical on force. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to counter that. They didn't pay mana for it, though. They paid life, which is... now I have to cast Uro and hope that they're kind of out of gas for the moment. So I need blue card. Oh my god, what is going on here? So they get to draw 3 more cards. Double Visions of Beyond. Triple Visions of Beyond. I need some good draws. Cord. I don't know if that's a good draw or not. Cord can get like another fatty to start beating down. Like it can get like a Siege Rhino. The problem is they're going to have 7 cards in hand, including whatever this thing is. They get to cast it for free, basically. So I can get... Well, I have to start by casting Uro, I think. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say, I think, what I should have countered. Not sure how many basics I have left in the deck, but my life total doesn't matter, so I'm going to crack this and hope that I have something to get. Overgrown Tomb is reasonable. And I'm going to, I think, just get Uro on the battlefield. Wait a second, what am I doing? Just like blue, blue, green, green. Oh, Siege Rhino is in the graveyard. So this is kind of our only hope. All right, guys. I can cord for a birds. Doesn't really do anything. And the birds might just be in the graveyard. Are there any Eternal Witnesses left? That's fine. Whatever. Eternal Witness, Eternal Witness. No, there's no Eternal Witnesses left. So I just got to deal with what I have here. All right. I mean, that's like the best thing we could hope that they have, you know? It's the best for us, I think. We should pass. Oh, you know what? Hideaway is wrecked by Teferi, I think. Right? Or no? No, it's not, right? They can just do it on main phase. They just can't do it on my turn. Ensnaring Bridge. Do I have my Knight in here? No, we don't have Knight in here. Ensnaring Bridge is pretty disgusting. Oh, I can bounce the bridge, though. So I don't want to tick Teferi down yet. And I'm not going to play this like, I don't need more lands. There should be like 2 more forces in the deck. But no more Eternal Witnesses. I do have to hustle here. I'm doing my best, guys, but you can see it's like I can play as carefully as I want. Oh, it's so nasty. So nasty. Just like, why not top deck? Like the best mill spell in their deck. And Uro like draws cards no matter what, so he's milling me too. Okay. Hostage taker. Well, I guess. Oh, but that doesn't do anything, huh? Oh no, it takes it away. It takes it off the board. So that's I do have to attack, leaving one card in the deck, and then next turn we attack for one card left in the deck. Whatever. Let's say we're done. So we have lethal with 0 cards in the deck. Teferi takes up. All right, guys, we took it to the end. Opponent drew like 7,000 cards. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, wait, we lose when I attack for lethal anyway, right? Yeah, I lose because I attack for lethal, you're right, so... I told the opponent, good games, very fun. And I guess I'll just scoop here. Alright guys, so it's another 3-2 with the Soulherder deck. As I said, it's been very difficult for me to actually go negative in any leagues with the build because it just gives you so many tools like to beat whatever strategy you're playing against. It's just super unfortunate that we got paired against Mill. Like, honestly, I'd rather play Mono Green Tron than play against Mill, like, without a doubt. So, you know, whatever. We got our treasure chest. We got our entry fee back. And yeah, this is one of the few streams where I actually got through an entire league. So that's cool. So if you guys want to stick around for just a second, I'm going to do my best to find somebody who is streaming right now that I can send you guys over to. So I might need to just check. Let me check something out here. All right, so it looks like 3 other people are streaming. One of them being a guy named Cabrito Montes. He's got 308 people watching him. So I don't know that guy, but 308 people watching him is pretty intense. Do you guys know Cabrito Montes? I'm gonna send you his way. So just bear with me for a second. And I'll go back to my thing here. So guys, thanks very, very much for joining me. Once again, I did just get sponsored by Card Hoarder, so very excited about that. I just got over 200 followers. If you guys like Soulherder, if you're interested in the development of the deck, please follow me. If you'd like to support the channel, you can subscribe. That's always amazing. But please go say hello to Cabrito Montes. I'm going to send you his way now, and I'll be back on Wednesday evening with some Merfolk action, so please join me then as well. Yeah, thanks for joining me, Contra, and thanks for the positivity. So let me go ahead and raid. I have to type this in carefully. I like saying the name because I speak Spanish a little bit, and it's just a fun language to speak. Cabrito Montes. All right, guys, enjoy. I'm going to see you soon.